This video will show you the basics of creating an iMovie. For more information and more details about using iMovie, please consult the handout that's posted on the Jones LC Canvas page. To get started, open your iMovie app. If you don't have the iMovie app, you'll need to install it from the kiosk. Make sure you have plenty of storage space available. Click Start New Project and then Movie. You'll want to make sure you already have photos and videos saved to your iPad. Select the photos and videos that you'd like to use to start your movie. Then click Create Movie. From here, you can reorder the photos in your timeline, add new photos and videos, and make any other adjustments that you need to make. I'm going to start with a background. I would like to insert a title slide that says U.S. Civil War. Again, this is just an example. Your events might be different than mine, and you might want to reorganize your movie in a different way. To insert my title slide, I'm going to insert a background and then click Titles. I'll select the style that I want, type my title, and then click Done. Now I have a title slide. Next, I come to a transition. I'd like to change this transition. I'll click on it and then use the menu at the bottom of the screen to adjust it. Next, I've inserted a picture of Abraham Lincoln, but as you can see, it doesn't really fit the screen. To fix this, I'm going to insert the picture on a Keynote slide and then put it into iMovie. I'll open Keynote, create a new presentation, choose one with a blank background, and delete all of the text boxes that are on the slide. Then I'll click the image icon at the top of the screen, select photo or video, and find my picture of Abraham Lincoln. I'll insert this on the slide, click play so that it goes into presentation mode, and take a screenshot. Now my picture will be formatted to fit the size of my iMovie. I'll go back to my iMovie app, go to the Media menu, select Photos, and then All, and select my screenshot of Abraham Lincoln. This time when I put it in my movie, it fits the size of the screen. There's one more thing I need to do for this picture. When you insert a photo into iMovie, it includes something called the Ken Burns effect. This makes your photos kind of move across the screen. I want to turn this off for my picture of Abraham Lincoln. Select Actions at the bottom of the screen and then Ken Burns Disabled. Now you can pinch the photo to resize it and you should be good to go. Next, my movie transitions to a video clip. I recorded this clip as a screen recording off of Britannica. I want to make sure I trim the edges of this clip so that you can't see the screen recording start and stop. To do this, I'm going to drag the yellow bar on the edge of each end of the clip so that it cuts off the parts that I don't want. You can also split a clip by clicking the Actions menu and then clicking Split. This will divide your clip in two wherever the playhead is. This is useful if you want to insert another clip in the middle of one. I also need to include another background slide that explains what this is. So I'm going to go back to my Media menu, select Backgrounds, choose my slide, and add a title that explains that this is the Industrial Revolution. Titles are also useful to caption individual photos. So if you want to give more information about what your pictures are or what your video clips are, you can include titles on those slides as well. Now I'll change the transition between these two slides to match the one that I selected previously, and I can let my video clip play. Next, we'll move on to World War I. Before I insert my picture, I want to add another background, include a title. I'll type World War I. And then I can move on to the photo that I inserted. I'll change my transition to match the ones I previously used. And this photo again is not cropped to the right size. So I'm going to go back to Keynote, add a new slide to my presentation, delete the text boxes from it, and insert my World War I photo. I need to resize it so that it takes up most of the slide. And then just like I did with the Abraham Lincoln photo, I'll put it in presentation mode, take a screenshot, go back to my Media menu, select Photos, All, and insert my photo. I insert the photos by clicking the plus sign. This time I'm going to turn off the Ken Burns effect. Next, I can move on to my next time period. This one's going to be World War II. I need to go back and find another background, click the plus sign to insert it, add a title. I'm going to choose the same style that I've used throughout the whole presentation and type World War II. I can change my transition. Again, I want to keep everything matching. And this time I think I will use the Ken Burns effect. So on my photo, if I click Actions, I can choose where I want the Ken Burns effect to start and end. I want it to be more zoomed in at the end of this photo. Slide your timeline left and right to see how it will look. All right, let's move on. Another background. This one is going to be the Civil Rights Movement. Again, I'll change my transition. And I have a photo. I'm also going to use the Ken Burns effect for this photo. I'll adjust where I would like it to start and end. And that looks good. Okay, another background. Add my title. Change my transition, and here's my photo. Again, I'll adjust my Ken Burns effect. And there's something that my presentation is still missing. I need some sound. You have a few different options for sound. If you click Audio at the bottom of your media menu, one of your options is Soundtracks. This includes lots of pre-recorded music that will play throughout your entire presentation. Click on a song to preview it, and click the plus sign to add it to your movie. You can click on the audio clip to adjust things like volume, or move it to the foreground or background. Click that option if you'd like to be able to cut certain parts of it out and only have it play during different clips. I want to include it throughout the whole presentation, so I'm going to click that again, and now you can see the audio track goes from the beginning to end of the movie. You can also add things like sound effects or any audio files that you have saved on your iPad. And you can add an audio recording. To record your voice, press the microphone icon and then press record. Speak into your iPad, make sure you don't have a lot of background noise so that it's easy to understand what you're saying, and when you're done, press stop. It'll ask you if you want to retake your recording, review it, or if you want to insert it in your presentation. Choose the correct option, and again, click on that audio track to change things like volume or to split it or trim it. Another great feature is to use a picture-in-picture, green screen, or cutaway. To do this, you first want to insert your background photo in the timeline like we already have. Then you can go back to your media menu, Photos or Video, select the photo or video that you would like, and click the three dots. Choose any of the options in that menu to insert it as an overlay on top of the background image. I'm going to choose Cutaway. This means that my background image will show, then it'll cut away to the image I just inserted and go back to my background image. I need to change the length of my background image as well as the cutaway image to make sure that the timing is right. There you can see what the effect looks like. This is the same thing you would do for a green screen photo or video, but you would want your image that you insert as the overlay to include the green screen. The last thing you'll need to do is save your movie. When you're done, click Done, and then click on My Movie 1 to give your movie a title. Type in whatever you'd like to call it, and then click the sharing arrow at the bottom of the screen. Here you can save your video. Leave iMovie open the entire time that it's exporting, and it'll save to your photos. Remember, there's a lot more that you can do with iMovie. For more instructions, go to the Jones Learning Center page on Canvas, click Modules, scroll down to Help Guides, and look for How to Use iMovie. This document contains much more instructions, and at the bottom there's a link to the Apple iMovie User Guide if you need even more help.